Stack Overflow is dead. The biggest programming knowledge base ever built just flatlined, and the thing that killed it, the same AI that was trained on it. 95%, that's how much Stack Overflow's question volume collapsed, from 200,000 questions a month to under 10,000. December 2025 posted 3,862 questions. That's the same number as when Stack Overflow launched in 2008. 17 years of growth, erased in 2. Back to zero. Death by numbers. Let me show you the timeline because it's brutal. Stack Overflow peaked in 2014 at 200,000 questions per month, then it slowly bled out for a decade. But the real kill shot. November 2022, ChatGPT launches, and the line doesn't just dip, it falls off a cliff. 84% of developers now use AI tools in their workflow. 82% use ChatGPT, 68% use GitHub Copilot. Why would you spend 15 minutes writing a question, waiting for some moderator to close it as a duplicate, when ChatGPT answers in 3 seconds? 51% of professional developers use AI tools daily, not weekly, not sometimes, every single day. Stack Overflow never stood a chance. Stack Overflow gives you a 12-year-old answer with a deprecated API and a moderator telling you your question is stupid. ChatGPT gives you working code in your exact framework version in 3 seconds. This isn't a competition, it's a slaughter. Who actually killed it? Everyone blames AI, but AI just delivered the final blow. Stack Overflow was already bleeding out from a self-inflicted wound, its own community. 49% of new users had their questions closed, ignored, or downvoted into oblivion. Half of every person who showed up got punished for asking. Stack Overflow built the most toxic knowledge community on the internet. Moderators with God complexes closing questions because someone didn't format their code block correctly. Marked as duplicate of a question from 2012, that references jQuery 1.6, and the accepted answer doesn't even work anymore. 58% of obsolete answers were already outdated when they were first posted, and only 20% of obsolete answers ever get updated. So you've got a platform that's hostile to newcomers, full of stale answers, and run by volunteer moderators who went on a 9-week strike in 2023 because the company tried to ban AI detection. Death spiral. Fewer questions means fewer answers. Fewer answers means less reason to visit. Less traffic means less ad revenue. Less revenue means more layoffs. They cut 28% of their workforce in October 2023. The $1.8 billion bait and switch. Here's where it gets disgusting. In 2021, Prosus bought Stack Overflow for $1.8 billion. At the time, everyone thought, cool, investment in developer infrastructure. They didn't buy a community, they bought a dataset. May 2024, Stack Overflow signs a licensing deal with OpenAI. Your answers, the ones you wrote for free to help strangers, now training data that OpenAI sells back to you for $20 a month. Google Cloud got a deal too. Stack Overflow rebranded its data business as Knowledge Solutions. They're not a queue and a site anymore, they're an AI data vendor. Revenue grew to $115 million in 2025, 17% growth, while the actual platform dies, because the money isn't in helping developers anymore, it's in selling developer knowledge to AI companies. 25,000 companies pay for Stack Overflow for Teams. The public Q&A, that's just the farm where they harvest training data. You're not the customer, you never were. Digital sharecropping. The knowledge extinction event. Here's the part nobody talks about. AI learned to code from Stack Overflow, every model. GPT, Claude, Gemini, trained on millions of Stack Overflow answers written by real developers. Now those developers stopped writing answers, the platform is dying, new questions aren't being asked, new solutions aren't being documented. AI killed its own teacher. Researchers at Epoch AI predict we run out of new human-generated training text between 2026 and 2032. We're already in that window, and the biggest source of structured programming knowledge just went dark. A Nature study proved that AI models collapse when trained on AI-generated data. The outputs get repetitive, homogeneous, and eventually nonsensical. It's called model collapse. Developer has a problem, asks ChatGPT. Gets an answer trained on Stack Overflow, doesn't post to Stack Overflow, next year's model has less data to train on, gives a worse answer. Nobody corrects it because the community is dead. The model trains on its own garbage, repeat until collapse. 46% of developers already distrust AI code accuracy, more than the 33% who trust it. Developers know the answers are getting worse, they just don't have anywhere else to go. 35% of developers still visit Stack Overflow specifically because AI gave them wrong answers. The safety net is disappearing at the exact moment we need it most. What comes next? Stack Overflow's response? A rebrand, new logo, AI features nobody asked for, an MCP server so you can pipe their dying knowledge base into your IDE. They're rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. The real problem is bigger than one website. We built an entire industry on the assumption that humans would keep producing free high-quality technical knowledge, and then we built machines that made producing that knowledge pointless. Why would you write an answer for free so an AI company can sell it back to you? Knowledge workers spend 4.3 hours per week fact-checking AI output. That number only goes up as the training data gets worse. We're entering an era where the AI doesn't know, you don't know, and the place that used to know is a ghost town. The Knowledge Dark Age. Stack Overflow didn't just die, it was strip-mined. Every answer, every code snippet, every edge case some senior dev documented at 2 a.m., extracted, compressed into model weights, and sold as a subscription. And when the models start hallucinating because there's no new human knowledge to train on, there won't be a Stack Overflow to fall back to. We burned that bridge, and we're standing on the wrong side. Subscribe if you want more uncomfortable truths about the tech industry. Drop a comment with the worst Stack Overflow moderator experience you've ever had. I know you have one.